That was fast. Hello, everyone. Usually it takes like 5 seconds, and that was not 5 seconds. Welcome to Wine Women Awards. It is Friday, but you may have noticed a very important person missing from our episode last night.
Yes, because my computer has wonderful timing and decided it was a perfect time to crash, completely crash and die, and is now in laptop heaven.
Wah, wah, wah.
Mhm. So,
That's
and I'm so bummed because I know you and Chad had a great conversation, and I'm gonna go back and listen to it. But I really like Chad, and I hope you guys listening like Chad too. He's so much fun, and his book is so interesting and so unique. And I was so bummed to miss out on that one because I was really looking forward to that one. So I guess we're just gonna have to have him on again.
I think so, because I told him when we were chatting, and I said, we were talking about the cover art of his book, Secrets of the Weird, and I said, I was reading a review, and someone, I can't remember exactly what they said, but they said something to the effect of weird in the best way, and I said, that's really the only way you can describe that. The cover, it's weird.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk to him about I don't know if you guys are able to get into it because there's some transgender stuff that
Yeah,
goes on with the
we
book.
did actually
Okay,
talk about
good.
it.
Okay, good. Yeah, because yesterday was National Coming Out Day.
Oh, we had such good timing. Did you do that on purpose?
No, I didn't. It was a happy coincidence because I was thinking he's in the horror genre, Halloween theme. We're in October, perfect timing. And then it was like, it wasn't until that morning or the day before where I was like, wait a minute, he's got some transgender themes going on in that book. And today's National Coming Out Day. This is so perfect. And then on top of that, we've got Undiscovered Country, which is also right along those lines.
Yes, it is. And that is our book of the month for October. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope you guys have been reading along.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just in love with this story already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very different from, I think this is the first book that I've read that is about a lesbian relationship, a lesbian love story. I mean, besides XXVXY, which
Mm-hmm.
kind of had the transgender theme going, but I think this is the first book I've read, which is very different. Not that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just
Yeah, because it's been the male love relationships. Because Lemon Life of Annie Astor had the homosexual relationship in it.
right.
Um,
Yeah, it's been, yeah, you're right.
yeah, it's been mostly guys, which no problem at all. But it's nice to see, and this one's a very historical one because it happened. It's
And it's
true.
real.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get as much time to read as I wanted to because I'm only on like chapter 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I know, guys.
I'm not that much farther ahead of you, so don't feel
Mhm.
bad. I mean, you were on a vacation and your sister was getting married and whatever.
I did have a few things going on, so just a few.
So
Um,
fair, legit reasons not
mhm.
to read.
Yeah, and by the way, before we even really get into the digging up of stuff, I feel like because I haven't really talked to you that much since I went on vacation, so guys, you're gonna have to excuse us because we've got catching up to do. Because usually we're texting with each other like what, 10 times a day,
I
five
know
times a day.
it's been very, very weird. Like, to know whenever I know certain people, like I have my core 5 people that I text
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis. And if
Mm-hmm.
one of them goes on a vacation, or I know that they're doing something, I try not to bother them because I know they're busy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This does not preclude texting at 4 o'clock in the morning when I know they have work.
Mm-hmm.
Those are free and totally acceptable texting times.
Oh,
But vacations.
yeah. By the way, guys, I am currently at my parents' house. Hence the awesome bookcase behind me. Look at that. Aww. For those of you who are listening, imagine the Beast's library, and you'll see my dad's library here. And we're also experiencing a thunderstorm. So
That was some loud thunder.
Right? Knock on wood that no power goes out. But yeah, it was quiet when the show started, and then all of a sudden it decided to spark back up again. So I am enjoying a glass of Sauvignon Blanc. I have no clue what label it is because I pulled it out of my parents' refrigerator, and enjoying the thunderstorm and talking about books. Which, by the way, plug because I gotta plug my dad's book since I am using his internet, his laptop, and his library. Yeah, I got to give him a commercial. His book is called Italianita. It is out now for those of you who can see. It's this gorgeous little cover. But it's a work that he's been working on, and we're going to have him on the show in December. But to read from the back of the book, whether we hail from Napoli or New York, Bari or Boston, Poughkeepsie or Palermo, there is a special quality that binds us, Italian nel mondo, together. And that agent is Italianita, the essence of being Italian. We are all Italian, but trying to define exactly what that means, what makes us all part of one global family, well, that can be a little tougher. So that's his book, and, two Italian girls.
It's kind of, we have to have him on the show.
Absolutely.
But I am putting it on record on the recording that if he does not sit in that library when he comes on the show, he can't do it. Because, like, if I could photograph that and make it a backdrop for here, not that Lily's birthday cards aren't awesome backdrops, because they are.
They are totally awesome. Are they Lily's Lily's birthday cards, or are those Landon's?
No, they're all from Lily's birthday.
Who's in March?
Yeah,
Sorry, I totally mom shamed you. My bad.
There's a Father's Day card up there and an anniversary, I think, card over here. Let's see, is this anniversary?
Which was June, right?
Oh no, this is a Valentine's Day card that Rich gave to me. So we're like spanning the calendar here, and Landon's birthday is on Monday, so then we'll get some Landon birthday cards up here.
Very nice. Okay. Mom shaming over.
It's definitely not mom shaming. It's lazy cleaning shaming that I don't keep my mantle clean.
Yes.
It's okay.
That's okay. No, so yeah, we'll get a print of my dad's library, and it's very specifically organized too.
I love it. Yes. Oh my God, my type A organizational side is teach me your way.
Oh yeah, you would totally love his ways. I mean, he's got one whole bookcase, and when I say bookcase, I mean floor to ceiling. That's all fiction and Pulitzers, and then he's got his nonfiction and his philosophy, and there's some cooking ones off to the corner.
Rich and I have spent not maybe much, but a couple hours today talking about houses and what we want, and watching House Hunters, and completely judging the couples on it, going, "Oh my God, you're so annoying! You can remove the tile floor; it's not a big deal." But so that's library goals right there.
And this used to be the family room where we, as children and teenagers, pretty much just trashed it. So now it's Dad's room. This is what you guys had to look forward to.
It's only 15 more years.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Yeah, you're almost there. Yeah, just a few ways around the corner.
So anyway, guys, we haven't talked. This is why we're like this in a while. I finished my wine last night. I actually still have the empty wine glass that I did not put in the sink to go with my outdated mantle. But if you guys want to try some of the wines that we usually talk about on the show, be sure. Do you like this slap bracelet I found?
I do.
It's actually from when we got new cell phones, but I've been playing with it. Be sure to follow the link trywinc.com. That's trywinc.com/www podcast. And you'll get $22 off your first box of wine. And really, if you're going to get mail, why would it not be a box of wine?
Because it's a box of books, but they can't all be boxes of books.
No. I would get in so much trouble if they were.
Because yeah, and you need to vary it up because you need something to drink with your books.
And you need something to read with your wine.
Exactly.
Like Abbott and Costello tonight. Look at us go.
We missed each other so much.
And this is sober for me. But anyway, so Undiscovered Country.
With that gorgeous cover.
It's a beautiful cover. And I haven't had a chance. I've been a little crazy with just life. But I haven't had a chance to go research Happy like I usually do. But it's really funny because I'm in one of my classes right now, and we've had to research. I forget what I was researching, but I was researching something. I was reading an article, and all of a sudden, this it was an article from the New Yorker about affirmative action and college applications and college admissions. And all of a sudden, like 12 paragraphs down, we're talking about President Roosevelt. And I'm like, it's like two worlds colliding. I can't do this. But I knew virtually nothing about Eleanor Roosevelt other than the fact that she once was in a house that I toured, a museum here, and I was nerding out about that. It's like, this is the floor that she walked on.
I knew a little bit about her relationship, and part of that was just random pop culture references. Have you seen Wedding Crashers?
Yes.
Okay, so in Wedding Crashers, there is the racist old grandma. And right, okay, for those of you who are not having that same epiphany that Michele is having, the racist old grandma is just spouting off all these awful things, and she says a very derogatory comment about Mrs. Roosevelt, and referring to her being a lesbian in the scene at the dinner table.
I remember this now, like vaguely, but yeah, I definitely remember it now.
I remember hearing that, and I was like, huh. I wonder if that's true. And it was like something that was always in the back of my head that there was a possibility. Because going back, I mean, and this is still 20th century, but it's sad that, for so long people just had to hide who they were. They couldn't just be who they were. It didn't matter, okay, if you're a functioning member of society, if you were not that way, by this one, definition of what gender and sexuality was, then you didn't fit. And so you had to hide what you were.
I mean, I might be getting ahead of myself a little bit, but I don't think that there's really any kind of major spoiler. So my copy of the book is in the car, and I want to say something, but I'm not sure if you've read it yet.
Mine's at home. So, okay, so I am... Yeah, we're on point for everything else tonight but this. We suck at this part. No, but I mean, nothing's really a spoiler because, I mean, I know the story, and this is the second book that I've read dealing with the relationship. So nothing's
so
really
I don't really feel bad. So there's one point after they've started their relationship where they're, as far as everyone else knows, obviously, they're just a reporter working a beat on the first lady after, her husband's won the election. And she starts telling Hick kind of a little bit more of her backstory. And she, says that she finds out that he cheated on her, that he was having an affair with another woman, and she offered him a divorce. And basically, like, it wasn't even, she said, it was out of the question because they knew that he was going to run for president. So she said that she would stay married to him for the sake of his future presidency, and as long as he didn't lie to her anymore, like just be straight up and say, like, look, I met this woman or whatever, and just be upfront with her about his affairs. And he gave her freedom to do whatever she wanted. Which I wonder, like, if that part was, I'm sure he did not mean have a relationship with a woman, because that's
Well, I mean,
That
at
would have
some
been.
point within your relationship, you've got to know within the relationship
I mean,
itself.
they had kids. She
Well,
was
I mean,
the
plenty.
perfect supportive housewife. Or I don't know. I don't know. I haven't researched and I haven't read far enough to know if he ever knew that she had a relationship with a woman, or
Well, now you have homework for next week.
I have to find out, because I mean her daughter knew, because her daughter talked to Hick after, when Hick donated the collection of letters.
Mm-hmm.
I did an article. She donated the letters to the Franklin Roosevelt Library in New
Mm-hmm.
York. And I think she donated them in like 1968 with the stipulation that they not be published until
Mm-hmm.
1978.
Mm-hmm.
And she told her daughter, Anna, Eleanor's daughter, Anna, that she edited out a, a lot of the content in the letters because a lot of it was pretty explicit. So I know her daughter knew, but I don't know if the rest of her family knew.
Yeah, it's something. It's interesting because I mean, it was a very guarded secret. Because I mean, that was back in the time when we had presidents who actually gave a damn about their reputation and wanted to be care about it.
It was a long time ago.
Oh, back in the good old days.
But I mean, just even her as a person, I had no idea that she was so politically active
Mm-hmm.
and so involved in the decision making of helping. She wasn't afraid to give her opinion, and her husband listened to it and valued it and took it into consideration.
Was it? Is it in this book, or am I thinking of another book where they actually make reference to the fact that they say that a good wife or a good woman is quiet. She doesn't say anything, and she lets the man take the credit. I
uh,
might be thinking of something else, some other attitude where it was all about the guy and they shouldn't be the ones making the history. Because I remember I read that and I was like, ew.
no thank you.
Hmm.
If it's in this book, I haven't gotten to that part yet,
Hmm.
so
Well, if you haven't gotten to that part yet, I haven't gotten to that part yet.
I don't think it's this part, because she tells Hick that she has all these ideas for who should be added to the cabinet, and who
Hmm.
should be running this department, and who should
And
be
she
running
doesn't
that
get
department.
credit for any of the stuff in history, like all the stuff that she did. Like she even tried to put forth a law against banning lynching in the United States, a federal law against lynching. That was one of her things that she tried to do, and that couldn't get off the ground.
I did not know that. Oh, well, maybe I did. I think you might have told me about that,
Yeah,
actually.
I think I wrote about that when I was talking. She worked with oh, I can't remember the actress's name because it's been a long week. But in creating her and creating her story in Fierce Femme Friday, um, Lena Horne, that's who it was. She worked with Lena Horne, and they were trying to get an anti-lynching bill off the ground, and it's pretty shitty that our country could not get to come together and do a federal anti-lynching bill. Um, that's some BS.
Well, and then also, just flipping the script about Hick,
Mm-hmm.
um, as I mean, I'm a journalist, but I'm not. I don't write hard news. I write community feature pieces and like spotlights and personality spotlights. I don't write hard news or anything like that. But it like it hurts my little journalist heart a little bit when you think about all the scoops that Hick got just on a daily basis, just having that access to the first lady and knowing so much, and just, obviously I'm not saying like
Mm-hmm.
that it was wrong, because obviously she, Eleanor trusted her and they had a relationship. So I fully support the decision to not scoop the first lady.
Absolutely,
But
but
I mean, that, like, those would have been career making stories, and for a woman reporter in the 30s to get those scoops, that I think it speaks very highly of Hick's integrity
mm-hmm.
as a human being,
Mm-hmm.
and her devotion already to Eleanor that she kept all of that to herself, because any other reporter, I think, would have totally just taken that and run with it.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, any other reporter would do it. And I mean, given that situation, would you give the scoops on your lesbian lover?
I mean, no.
Oh,
But
sorry.
but would I have been conflicted about it, at least at the beginning? Probably a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you have an editor breathing down your neck,
Wanting
telling you
scoops on Eleanor.
you needed to turn in something, and there are only so many articles she could write about what kind of shoes Eleanor Roosevelt wore. So,
well, I mean, there's plenty of articles you could write about what shoes she wore. Just take her to DSW Shoe House. Oh wait, sorry, that's
and
me.
also, I thought it was really interesting. I mean, this woman, she worked for the Associated Press. She worked for one of the most respected news organizations in the country, and just because she was a woman and because she was covering a woman, all they expected were, how does Eleanor maintain her correspondences, and what kind of dresses does she wear, and what china patterns does she think she's going to pick out for the White House? When the biggest story that Hick first got was that she didn't even want to be the first lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been such a huge story, and she let it go.
Yeah. I mean, the things that you do, because I mean, you've got to do. Because I mean, yeah, she was a very private woman, so.
I would have been very interested to be a fly on the wall during their first interview when they were in the train.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing happened in that episode, or in that interview, so it wouldn't have been weird, like not a creepy fly on the wall.
Michelle's not that much of a voyeur. Only minor voyeurism.
Not creepy.
Yeah,
but
she's not a creepy voyeur. She's your cute neighborhood voyeur.
I'm the kind of person who would be like, I'm just interested to know how people arrange their furniture. Like,
yeah, don't mind me. I'm just looking at your furniture. What are you having for dinner? I'm just gonna poke my head in the door. Hi, how you doing? Don't mind me. Go back to your conversation. Is that eggplant marinara? No. Okay. Go on. Okay.
Like, my house is the same layout as your house. Like, what did you do with that blank wall that no one knows what to do with?
Yeah. I love what you did with that space. I should take a picture of this, send it to my husband, tell him we need to do that.
I don't do that, you guys, just for the record. I'm not creepy.
She does.
Now, if any of my neighbors hear this, they're like, oh my God, close the blinds. The creepy lady with the husky is out walking her dog. But so I'm pretty obsessed with this story already, and I'm nowhere near the good part yet.
And this is why I didn't I point this book out to you, I think, at first? It might have been.
I think we both saw it individually, and we both were like, oh, I can't wait to read this.
Yeah.
And then we were like, wait a minute. We have a podcast about books.
We do, don't we?
Maybe we could interview the author.
And this is one of those things where whenever there's a book with a reporter, it's automatic. We're gonna have it. It's
like historical fiction. If it's like an interesting historical fiction book, it's like, done. We're gonna get that one.
Yeah, and then we've had
we can't, not to sound cocky, like, oh, we're gonna get that one. Like, we'll try. We'll ask.
We'll ask. Well, I mean, we've had two in a row that dealt with reporters, and then we've got one coming up next March.
I know. I'm so excited.
And I mean, I suppose we could let the cat out of the bag. You guys saw me take a picture with Elise Hooper. Yeah, Hooper.
Yes.
I get that. We've got a publicist that we work with named Elise Cooper as well, but Elise Hooper, Learning to See.
Yes,
is going to be our book.
It's over there. I'm super excited about that one.
I haven't gotten mine yet. I can't wait to get mine yet. But then when I saw that one, I was just like, I didn't even bring it up to Michele before I message released, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have you on the show, right? I would love to have you on the show. Let's make this happen. We will do whatever we can to make this happen because, I mean, a photojournalist. We
Which
haven't
is
had a
like a
photo.
whole new world for me. And that's like, it's a lot of new research, and I get to let my nerd flag fly. It's
You see,
awesome.
guys? You see, this is why we did the reporter thing.
I get to nerd out. And it's so sad. When did Hick died? Like in the 70s?
I think so.
And then Eleanor, when did Eleanor Roosevelt die? She
I think
died
she died sooner. Do we need to look this up? Okay.
Yeah, we do, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Eleanor Roosevelt did die first because then Hick donated her letters.
Yeah, wait. Oh, I've got this great big computer. Okay, so guys, my dad, you don't see this. He's got 3 screens. Oh, did I lose you?
Nope, we're still here.
Okay. Because he's got, okay, so I hit the Google icon and it popped up over your face here. So I could look over here. I don't need to use my phone with my one screen. So I can do, and he's got this ergonomical keyboard too that I have to get used to. It's so weird. Like, it's like working in somebody else's kitchen.
Are you going to be filming all the episodes from your dad's house from now on?
You know, I just might.
With your very professional, very modern headset?
Yes. Though I think when I go to Best Buy and get my new computer tomorrow, I might be doing the headset too.
It's kind of nice. I feel like maybe I should get one too. So the sound it's very clear.
Oh, nice. Okay, I think I'm sold now.
It's bringing back flashbacks of call center days, but that's okay.
Right. Our horrible call center days. Well, actually, it brings back flashbacks of it because, I mean, this is pretty much the way we talked when we were supposed to be working.
True story.
Yeah. Okay, so Eleanor Roosevelt died on November 7th, 1962. Ooh.
And when did Hick die?
Wait, what was Hick's first name again?
Lorena Hickok.
Yeah, because I always call her Hick because that's when...
Oh, she died 6 years later on 1968.
I was just going to say that.
Why? I need these people to do something in Chicago so I can go to the places.
Yeah, so it's interesting. And I mean, their relationship, I think, was interesting. And to have not only to be a reporter and have these scoops that you can't share, to have this relationship with somebody, to have the love of your life be somebody that you can't talk about.
Yeah, that's a lot of secrets for, I mean, Eleanor Roosevelt, from what I've read, she did not give if someone found out. Like, that's just the mentality, at least to the point that I've read, that she was like, who cares? I don't care. And I don't know if it was maybe her upbringing or the fact that she had always been in high society, that she thought that nothing bad would happen. But Hick knew, like, she could lose her job. She could, lose everything if something found out about them. So for Hick, Eleanor, she was just like, whatever. They find out. They find out. What are they going to do? They can't, I'm the first lady. But Hick, she had to keep that a secret. He had to keep their relationship a secret. Had to keep all these secrets that Eleanor was giving her about the job. She, that's a lot. It's a lot of secrets.
That's a lot. And it's going to be interesting to see how it affected the relationship. Because, I mean, I do know that there comes a point where it does put a strain on the relationship. And the way I read it online, doing some initial, I did not do the Michele deep dive, but doing I think we're going to call that the Michele deep dive. It's going to be a whole feature. But doing the initial research on it, there was a point where they kind of separated a little bit. And the way they made it sound from the brief reading that I did was that Hick got too emotionally attached to Eleanor and too obsessed with Eleanor. But I'm wondering if that was actually the case, if she was just too into the relationship, or were these secrets actually putting a strain on them and hurting her? I think that's something that would be interesting to see.
It sounds reasonable to me. Like,
Right?
you're in love with someone and you're in a relationship and you're incredibly happy and you can't tell anyone about it. Although, I mean, from what I've gotten from the book so far, Hick was pretty much a loner to begin with, so it's not like
Mm-hmm.
she really had anyone aside from that one reporter that she talks to.
Mm-hmm.
That it sounds like Nora or Eleanor was really her only friend, even though
Mm-hmm.
she was obviously more than that.
Yeah. But we are close to our half hour. I think we're at our half hour. We're over our half hour, aren't we?
I think we're like exactly there, and you have birthday cake waiting, so
I do have birthday cake waiting for me, so I need to go have my birthday cake. And you guys, in addition to checking out Wink, be sure to check that out and check out our Patreon page. We've got a lot of great stuff going on. Michelle's going to be doing her awesome videos on there.
yes.
She's got some great interviews coming up that you guys can check out. And for as little as $1 a month, you can subscribe to our Patreon. We got all sorts of fun stuff planned for you guys and cool things happening on there and discussion questions and a whole Wine Women and Words community on Patreon. So go to patreon.com/winewomenwords and check
Yeah.
us out.
All right. Well, eat birthday cake for me.
Yes, I will.
And we will see everyone next week.
Yes, see you next week, and hopefully I will have a new computer by then.
Yay!
Yay! All right, good night,
Have a good
guys.
night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.